You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The ecosystem approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. Today, there's a solar eclipse. It creates intense energy that can be very useful.
Tell me about it, yes.
For you. This is the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Patricia, and I'm here with my husband, Jason. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, can you start from the beginning?
You know, normally I would. I'm a start from the beginning kind of guy, but I just want to say to everyone, first of all, December 14th is an eclipse, and we're going to talk about that during the show. It's also my birthday, and
happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And the craziness, the intensity of this eclipse is a big deal. It's in Sagittarius, which of course is my sun sign, and there's drama and there's chaos. Our dogs woke up this morning at 3 in the morning, puking
and doing other things. Yes,
and we had to take them outside. And it's,
by the way, it's really cold here.
It's cold, it's foggy. So it's just it's been one of those days. And then I just found out that we've been having problems with our internet. So if all of a sudden you hear me mid-sentence and then I'm gone, well, that was the internet.
Well, and so stay tuned. We'll be right back, so to speak. But it might not be. It might not be both audio and video.
So what is a solar eclipse? Well, besides the drama, we'll talk about that in just a minute.
And wait a minute. And what do you mean by making what useful? Huh? Come on, let's get going.
We're going to make the energy of this solar eclipse useful for you today, and that's going to be a lot of fun and
I can use it.
Very intense. Yes. But let's go to the nerdy definition first.
Okay, all right.
Which is that. A solar eclipse is when the sun and the moon line up and cast a shadow on the Earth.
Okay.
It's that simple.
All right.
A solar eclipse is associated with a new moon, and a lunar eclipse is associated with a full moon.
Okay, that's right. I forgot
why
about
that's
that.
Important. Again, I'm a nerd, but not nerdy enough to know why that's important.
Not that big of a nerd.
Not that big of a nerd. So, but that's not what this show is about today, because it's not. Those things are metaphors.
Okay. Yeah.
However, whether it's a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, in terms of energy, which is our playground, which is what we work with every day, is that this energy of an eclipse has the potential for lots of stuff, but it's for change. It helps you with change. Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean for you? You don't really. We'll give you some examples of what it means for us.
Okay.
But really, the audience wants to know what does it mean for them?
Right. And
the quick answer is I don't know. But we're going to do some clearing today to help you figure that out. And it'll be fun.
Okay, I'm ready.
So that's
ready.
The first part.
Bring it on.
So that's, I defined what a solar eclipse was. It's an energy for change.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. So then now I'm supposed to ask this question. What do you mean by let's make it useful? Meaning this information and also the clearing? Is that what you mean?
Exactly. We're going to make it useful all during the show.
Good. I like that. We're actually going to do extra clearing today, which I love.
Exactly.
I do.
We're going to do clearing for the world. We're going to do clearing. This solar eclipse is in Sagittarius. And so the energy represents Sagittarius energy. Now, which is, well, you've been living with it for 20 years. So it's, I'm not sure falls into a quick definition, but basically there's optimism, truthfulness, truth-telling, big perceptions, bold ideas.
If you want to know the truth to something, ask Jason. Yeah. He will give you the truth, whether you want it or not.
It's hopefulness. It's the optimism, hopefulness,
right?
Positive expectations. Mm-hmm. But see, here's what's important. Okay. The energy of an eclipse can be crude, difficult, or just dramatic. And you say, well, I felt the drama. All these things happened to me.
Right.
What was the good part about all that? And we just mentioned some of the drama things,
right,
the dog
right.
puking and the internet going out and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Well, that's not helping us change. And the truth is that we've already, we've been talking about this. We're talking about this at really early in the morning because we were up.
Okay. Yeah, we were.
We were up really early. So we were talking about some new perceptions about things.
Well, and can I jump in?
Yeah.
One of the things that I've learned, we had a lunar eclipse last week on Monday, and now
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks ago. Excuse me.
In Gemini.
In Gemini, yes. And now there's this one in Sagittarius. And the thing that I see is that the thing that you struggle with the most, I'll make it personal. The thing that I struggle with the most is the thing that I need to be clearing. It's come up really intense.
In other words,
intensity has just been, oh my gosh.
There's drama, there's intensity.
All the way around it.
Very much according to your personality.
I don't know what he means by that.
And it's been intense for me in different ways.
Because he's watching.
Patricia's more outward. I'm more inward.
Right.
So, if I eat something that doesn't taste good, I'm not going to go, and make a big scene. I'll just and not say anything until the right moment. Patricia, however, there's it's
if you see something flying across the room during dinner, I don't like it.
If she has a natural
drama flair. Is that what you were going to say?
Those what do you call those? Drum shots, dum.
Oh yes, drum roll.
Those comedians use. Yes. Well, you have a natural one that just kind of is intrinsic to you. But anyways,
I'm not boring everybody.
The point is that there was drama, but there's also clarity, and we want to help you get to the clarity. The drama. I'm sorry about that. It's it's like weather. When it's raining and pouring, it's not as pleasant weather as when it's sunny and nice and just perfect temperature.
Right.
But energy like this is like weather.
Okay.
So that this is a big storm coming through. The eclipse in Sagittarius is like a big storm coming through.
But you have, with the ecosystem approach, you have tools that you can use, which, by the way, I was using them at 4:30 this morning.
Exactly. Yeah. So, let's talk about astrology real quick, because that's
okay.
We have a different view of astrology. We're not astrologers. I know a little bit about astrology, so I sound like I know what I'm talking about. But really, it's a language for energy. And I'm really excited about astrology because it's a language for energy. So when someone says that's Sagittarius energy, I know what that means.
Well, and
now Patricia knows what that means.
Well, yes, but the other thing is when somebody says it's Sagittarius energy, I think of fun, intelligent, bright, going, aware. That's what I think.
Like at 3 a.m.
Not
Patricia.
No jokes. No.
Have you heard the one about anyway? She's had to deal with that all her life.
All our relationship. Yeah.
So, but that's part of that. It's kind of happy-go-lucky,
right? But it's really intense at 3 a.m. or 4:30 or whatever. It's a little difficult to take sometimes.
Well, the point is that astrology is a language of energy.
Okay, I get that.
And so whether you're a Libra, she's a Libra, no matter what sun sign you are, if you know about natal charts, there's it's very, very complex about the whole different things you can see. We had a Pisces. So Sagittarius, this eclipse in a Sagittarius really affects air signs, which is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. But if you're not one of those signs, it can still affect you. I had a client the other day who was a Pisces, and it was really affecting her, but she shared her natal chart with me, and she had her Mars was in Leo, which is a fire sign.
Okay.
If you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter. The point of this was that she had some perceptions around that Leo in Mars.
Correct.
So we're going to have fun today. Should we talk about the key points and then?
Okay. All right.
And then we'll just.
So my line is, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
She really loves her line. So what you do, don't take her line. Then she just.
I know. I get really upset. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So eclipses represent the energy of change, but positive change is never guaranteed. And clearing your way through an eclipse is the best way to ensure a positive outcome. Today's eclipse in Sagittarius represents dramatic, bold, big energy with truthful overtones.
Okay.
And the ecosystem approach teaches you to clear your way through an eclipse for the best benefit for you.
I love it. In the next segment, we're going to talk about how to help yourself during this eclipse so you can have a better life, or at least today, and use this eclipse for the greatest benefit for you. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. That's us. And you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to awaken to your divine and true potential? Tune into A Spirited Exchange Radio with me, Carrie Kadambi, every second and fourth Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. We discuss the evolution of the modern mind and how the power of awakening, healing, and connecting allows us to step into living a life of love in action. For more information about me, visit thedivineguidancegift.com.
Tune in to the show Heart Change Consciousness with me, Dr. Trish DeRocher, as stories of inspired activism come to life. Listening to conversations with your favorite authors, change makers, and many more who practice inspired spiritual activism and transform vulnerabilities into sources of strength. Let's be inspired together through my show, Heart Change Consciousness, on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you your story? Or can you change your story? Can you change what you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances as part of your healing journey? What if you were to change your expectations? What if you were to invite ease and cooperation into every day and then step back and see what happens? It might just be easier. I'm Megan Edge, and I hope that you'll join me on my new radio show, Playing on the Edge, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
Want to find out more about Megan Edge? Visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Are you trying to lose weight, but feel guilty for eating your favorite foods? Feeling deprived and resentful makes for results that aren't sustainable. Join Adrienne Craig every second and fourth Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com for her show, Master Your Mindset for a Weight Loss Breakthrough. Learn to love the journey and watch yourself succeed. For more information about Adrienne or to work with her personally, visit lifecanyon.com.
You know, marriage is not always easy, but skills that improve communication go a long way. Tune in to the Relationship Rehab Show, Recovering Happiness in Your Love with Nancy Landrum and Dr. Pat each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Nancy is an author and teacher empowering couples to create and sustain loving marriages. Learn to listen, speak, and handle conflict with respect so your love can flourish. To learn more about Nancy and her work, visit nancylandrum.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how to help yourself during the eclipse so you can have a better life and use this eclipse for the greatest benefit. We use the ecosystem approach for you, to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, I'm pointing at you right now. Okay. How are you going to help those in the audience right now use this eclipse energy for their life right now to make it better?
Here's how you start.
Okay.
Start with your life story. We call it your emotional life story. If you've listened to us before, you've heard about this in the past. What is your life story? It's not like a resume. Well, I grew up, I was born in this place, and I grew up here, and I went to this school, and
right.
That's not emotional.
Right.
Emotional is more like a fairy tale. For example, for me, my emotional story is about how to have power in my own life, because I had a father who was very judgmental, and
he was a bully.
He was a bully. He was also he had a lot of expectations. Most of them that didn't have anything to do with me, who I was personally. So that's been my story, and overcoming that story has been my life.
Exactly, and it's been a journey.
When we talk,
right,
we're always talking about each other's life story.
We are.
I think it's a part of a really good relationship, because we know, I know your life story, you know my life story, and we're always talking about that in terms of those emotions that come up,
right.
And then we clear them, and
which is really amazing at how it unfolds. And even like today, it unfolds what's going on with each one of us.
Yes.
It's really amazing.
So what does that have to do with Eclipse? Well, this is a time to have new insights relative to your life story.
Right.
So if you're out there saying, well, I don't know what my life story is. Well, you probably don't. Okay. And it's not something that comes naturally to people. It's part of, if you work with us, if you tune in every week and listen to the Ecosystem Approach show, you'll start to get an idea what that emotional story is.
Right. You know what? I just had a memory. I had totally forgotten about it. And I believe I was in like the 4th grade, and we were learning to write stories, and we were learning to write things. And the assignment was, write down your life story up to date. And it wasn't put exactly that way. And so I gave all the facts. Let me just say it was the facts. And the teacher read it, and she said, she wasn't very nice. Let me say it that way. Anyway, she handed it back to me, and she said, I want to know what you were feeling during this time. And she, the bottom line is that she was really asking the wrong person, because even then I could tell you how I was feeling. And when I turned the story back into her, she said, oh, you put way too much detail in it. And the bottom line is I, being the Libra and the Enneagram 4 that I am, I see things in detail, but that isn't what she wanted.
Well, and the point of this story,
right,
is that your emotional story was as the archetype of Cinderella. And Cinderella, you get to understand her emotional story because
does that mean I run around and sang with the birds?
Well, yeah.
In
plus
a way,
other things, yes.
Plus other things, yes, that's true.
You had the responsibility of taking care of your family. You had,
I did.
A mentally disabled sister,
mm-hmm.
and all the care of that was basically fell on you.
It did.
And you took care of everybody in the family,
mm-hmm.
and that imbalance of giving and receiving, taking care of people and receiving love back, has been your story that we've been talking about
since we've known each other.
Yes.
In fact, that was one of the very first things we started talking about. You're right.
So, so when the eclipse comes along, And oh, by the way, she's been having these memories, I remember this and I remember this.
Really vivid too.
And it's not that she's just having memories. This is helping clarify.
Because I'm clearing things. Let me back up to the story of the teacher. The memory of the teacher was, one, I didn't like it. And two, it was, I saw it even back then as that I wasn't supposed to be so detailed. But if you know who I am, the rule was I wasn't supposed to be so detailed. But if you know who I am, details are everything to me.
But I have another take on that story.
Okay.
So the way I see it is she was trying to calibrate her emotionality even back then.
I was.
Because the natural part of her would have been, oh, you want emotions? Well, here they are, and it would have been way too much. So she way to the other extreme. Very Libra-ish,
balance.
They like balance, but they often are on one side or the other. So
exactly.
The scales.
Exactly.
So anyways, but if you don't know your life story, where do you start? Well, start on the issues that are in the forefront of your life.
Meaning if you're in a bad relationship, talk about that.
Relationship, whether it's relationships, health, money, and some of you, I hear you right now. You're saying, "Well, I got all of those. I've got issues in all of those sectors." Well,
so
take whatever one. Take whatever comes up first.
Exactly.
Yes.
Start with one and start clearing your emotions around
that situation,
that memory, those issues.
Because what happens is that
I love that
this eclipse is like a wind that pushes you.
Oh, and that's a really good way to put that.
And you don't have to, it's normally you might have to walk really fast or work really hard, but all you have to do is just stand there and the wind just pushes you forward.
Right.
And it does most of the work.
But if you're clearing, one of the things that we found is that if you're clearing during all of this emotional push, one of the things that you'll find, you come out the other side with some clarity about not only who you are, but clarity about what you want or where you want to go.
So here's
pretty interesting.
Here's the third option. Okay. So if you don't know your emotional story,
okay,
and you have all these issues, but you don't really know how to choose it or how to frame it or how to clear from it, here's where you start. You start by using the ecosystem approach. We've designed the ecosystem approach to work with the energy of the world. And the truth is that there's, we live in an energy universe. Our emotions, the things that we love and the things that we hate are from energies or emotions.
Well, and I'm gonna interrupt you and say, like 3 different people out there in the audience just now said, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. The very first thing I would clear for you 3 and anybody else who was feeling that, I want you to know it does matter. You do matter. And if you start with clearing, it doesn't matter or I don't matter, that's one of the best starts you can take.
Well, and that's very personal. I think of from a nerdy perspective where, there's a lot of people, normally men. I'm sorry for all the men out there, but normally this is men.
Okay.
Hey, just the facts, ma'am. Oh, Joe Friday.
Friday. Exactly.
Just the facts, ma'am.
He just aged himself, not me. Anyway.
Joe Friday. Just the facts. I don't want to deal with all this emotional stuff. But the truth is, success is an energy. Failure is an energy.
Yes.
We go to war. We don't go to war because of facts. We go to war because of emotion.
Exactly.
We kill each other because of emotion.
And by the way, I've been told by several male people that I'm way too emotional. But then when I look at them and their story, I see that they are unbelievably emotional and they just hold it inside and push it down.
They're detached from it. They're detached from it. Yeah. So, men are people too. I just want to say that. We have our problems, but anyways, but men are the most common. They don't want to talk about their emotions. They don't want to talk about their emotions.
Yes.
But we have them. But going back, it's the ecosystem approach.
Right.
The ecosystem approach is to help you see yourself as an ecosystem, which is exactly how you're designed and not a machine. We are taught.
That's a huge point.
We're taught to see ourselves as a machine that has problems. And so we go fix the problems over here, and we fix this problem over here.
Well, I go to the parts store and get parts.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have something wrong, you have bad programming. So you just change the programming.
Got it. Or do an update.
Like my daughter used to say, duh, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. We're an ecosystem that is constantly trying to find balance, and we're trying to remove those toxics, which are the negative energy that you remove with the ecosystem approach. It's very, very exciting. So if you don't know where to start, if you can't start with your life story, you can't start with something in your life right now, start with the ecosystem approach.
Right. Well, and the other thing is that understand, just pick any emotion, anger, hate, fear. I mean, all the way down the line. And I guarantee if you start by using the ecosystem approach, you will start to take steps.
And by the way, we're going to do that in the next segment.
We are. That's right. Okay. So I can't resist. Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
The best way to use eclipse energy is to start with your emotional story. If you don't know your emotional story, start with the obvious issue for you right now. Mm-hmm. This is the perfect time to commit to your unique evolution by using the ecosystem approach. And the ecosystem approach teaches you to use these energies in your life and not be a victim to them.
In the next segment, we're going to talk about how we can collectively use this energy to help ourselves and to help our world. Wow, there you go. Be better. We're going to take you on an amazing journey into this energy. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to put down that drink or drug for good? Are you struggling to maintain your recovery from addictive behaviors? Do you need help with a family member or loved one who's in early recovery or battling addiction? Get the help and guidance you need by arranging a Recovery Recharged phone session with me, Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, certified life and recovery coach. Call 1-800-889-1757. Make an appointment today or go to my website, pushybroadfromthebronx.com, and click on the link that says Recovery Recharged. Don't wait. Get the help you need today. This is Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you searching? Looking for a sign? A message you need to hear? From the great unknown, from the most mysterious place that is the most familiar to your soul in the depths of who you are. The universe put someone here to talk to, someone God gave a blessing to, that you may find insight with. TheAngelLady.net, 1-800-323-1790.
Did you know that when we talk about the Earth's ecosystems, the most important ecosystem has been left out? We created the ecosystem approach to recapture human potential.
Find us at theecosystemapproach.org.
Join us every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
If you struggle with fear and anxiety, you know how powerless and stuck these emotions can make you feel. You've tried everything, but nothing helped you overcome these blocks. Dr. Friedman Schaub, award-winning author of The Fear and Anxiety Solution, created a special program which helped thousands of his clients to become healthy, happy, and confident again. Learn how to eliminate negative self-talk, let go of your emotional baggage, and replace limiting beliefs. With Dr. Friedman's accelerated program, you can break through your challenges. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com.
Mind to Heart with me, Craig Richardson, carves a pathway from your mind to your heart to activate that innate compass to overcome whatever life sends your way. As an intuitive life coach, I am ready to guide you to an amazing life. Tune in live every second and fourth Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about me, visit CraigERichardson.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how we can collectively use this energy to help ourselves and to help our world. We know our world's in big trouble right now. We're going to take you on an amazing journey into this energy. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, so Jason, what do we do first to start using this eclipse energy? What, is there a trick?
So we're going to do things differently today than we normally do in our show. We're going to teach how to clear right now.
Okay.
And we're going to start doing some clearing.
Oh,
we're going to do it in this segment. We're going to do it in the next segment.
Right.
And so
this is double the fun, more intense.
More intense.
Love it.
Exactly.
Love it.
And the best way to use this eclipse energy is through clearing. Clear the negative energy that's in front of you so that the benefit, the push that you're getting, you can utilize.
You can utilize it, see it, and see what's in your best interest.
Imagine being pushed on one hand and then having the negative energy is what pushes back.
Right.
So if we can clear that, it allows you to move forward in a really positive way.
Love it.
So here we go. This is the way you clear.
Okay.
You don't have to, you can stand up, you can sit down, you can lay down, you can stand on your head. You can, sometimes, and I usually don't have this time to say this, but Patricia will be talking to me and I'll be clearing in my head.
Like, I don't know that.
She does know that. But more importantly, if you have a boss who's kind of
not a nice person,
you can clear while you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, I wish I could deck them. I want to take this job and shove it." And anyways.
Yes.
All those things. You can be clearing while you're talking to someone.
Right.
So,
but it does take practice. So you start with what? Yourself right now. So, right. And by the way, you can get a partner to. You guys can clear together too.
There's something amazing about clearing together.
Oh, it's two are better than one.
It's a part of our marriage.
It really is.
And we don't take coffee breaks. She'll be working with clients and I'll be working and she'll come over into my office and so can we clear? And it's our little time together that we have breaks, and it does.
It makes a difference. In not only in the moment but in the day.
It creates connection.
It
creates
really does
a warmth. So.
Yes.
So, and that's why we get along.
Because one of us is a little emotional.
we clear that stuff, and we constantly. It's sort of like normal maintenance. I'm talking to the guys out there. You wouldn't drive your car without changing the oil, and when you start removing the negative energy between you and your spouse,
right.
It's amazing. And it's why people say, well, I don't love that person anymore, or I've fallen out of love. Well, you don't fall out of love.
We don't have anything in common anymore.
Yes. What's happened is the negative energy is built up and there's like a big barrier there and there's nothing there.
And by the way, Jason and I don't have a lot of things in common, meaning the things that he likes to do, the things that I like to do. And I want to say this, Jason and I, we do not compromise. We clear.
Yeah.
And it's totally amazing. Well, let's see. I love to cook. Jason doesn't.
I love to eat. So we figured out the way. But anyways, this isn't about relationships. The thing is that if you clear, you can use that energy of the eclipse to move forward. Right. So you can sit down. I'm sitting right now, and so when I say and to eliminate, usually it's an emotion. Or it's a barrier, veils and illusions, those types of things.
And you don't have to know all those things.
All you have to do is, and then in your mind's eye, in your imagination, just gather that stuff up and then blow it into, we say a trash can.
Or the processor right behind us.
We've created the processor.
Yes.
Just specifically for this purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was one of our first fights when we first met each other because, people are, she was talking about grounding yourself. And anyways, it's a long story, but the point is that, we've heard, you send your negative energy to the end
into
of
the earth,
end of the earth, or
into
the end of the universe, or
green fire.
Yes. I don't know what those things are. When I looked at them, it didn't seem very positive to me. So we created a processor.
Because when you clear, I'm going to jump in. When you clear and you're clearing negative energy, you don't want to get up and after you've done all this clearing, get up and walk right back into it. So it needs to go
at the top of the processor there. It goes in,
exactly.
It gets processed,
exactly,
and it comes out the front there. If you see the little chute, it comes out neutral, which is what you do with negative energy. You process it, you get rid of it, and you don't get rid of negative energy. No. You don't get rid of energy. Energy doesn't.
But you can change it.
You can change it.
And one of the best things, this is a really good way to look at it. When you're doing this, when you're doing clearing, you're not only helping yourself, but you are also helping the entire world, because there is so much negative energy. Why not start with you to not only help you, but everybody else around you?
When you start clearing yourself, it affects. There's a ripple effect. When you start understanding energy, these things where people talk about the full moon is an energy, and that's been like a superstition, but it's not. People, when the moon is full, the energy is different.
That's right.
And we know with eclipse, the energy is different. We've been knowing that since like 4 this morning, was it?
Yeah.
So, whatever it was early,
right?
And it's been affecting us. So we want you to use it in the best possible way. So
exactly.
So that's how you clear. And,
okay.
And then the other thing.
We're going to activate life force energy. And what you're going to do is you're going to call upon it, because it's the most positive energy that we have access to. It's clean. You're going to pull it in through the top of your head. You're going to let it go all the way down your body and your arms, your legs. Let it go to the tips of your toes. Stop it right there. You don't want it going into the earth. The earth is toxic enough. Turn it around. Use the power of that life force energy and blow it out, and blow out all the negative energies that it connects to into the processor or a garbage can, whichever one you choose. All right, Jason, let's get started.
Okay. So here's one of the major points.
Okay.
Energy doesn't force you to change. It creates potential for change.
Okay.
And that's what an eclipse is. It's energy potential. So if you want to utilize that potential, you have to clear your way through. So here we go. The eclipse energy doesn't necessarily change you. You're supposed to, Sagittarius, big dramatic stuff. You can be affected by it, but not change from it.
That's true. And I just want to make one more point. We've been taught to treat ourselves like machines, and machines don't understand.
They don't understand energy.
They don't understand energy.
It doesn't affect them.
And no, because if I have something wrong, I just take the part out and go get another one, that kind of thing. The point I'm trying to make is that changing the energy is what matters.
Yes.
And with using the ecosystem approach, we can do this. So, okay.
So we're going to start with the basics that affect everybody.
Okay.
So here we go. I direct all my resources and all dimensions to eliminate anger and fear. So gather up anger and fear.
And blow it into the processor.
Now let's do it again. And you can add your own, and to eliminate all my anger at, or about, whatever it is, fill in the blank, blow it into the processor. And then you can do the same thing with fear, and to eliminate all my fear about.
I'm going to give an example, because I had like 10 people say, my fear about money.
Yes.
Okay, understand, so, and I'm just going to jump in and say, and to eliminate my fear about money, not having any, and all of the anxiety that it's created. Take a breath and blow it out.
My fear about my health.
Yes.
My fear about what's happening to relationships and my job and my long-term future. Yeah. Gather that all up.
Take a breath. Just fear. Throw it away.
Here's the other 3 big ones.
Okay, go for it.
And to eliminate hate, hopelessness, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can fill in the blank and you make it specific.
Right.
The more specific it is, it's always better. The more that's what's so amazing about the ecosystem approach, because we can make it very specific.
Right.
A lot of people, they can do the thing and they ground themselves, but that's not removing negative energy. That's balancing energy.
Right.
And
which is not bad.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But removing it and changing it,
and being very specific about it is really
amazing.
Yes,
it truly, truly, truly is. So, Jason, I know we were going to do. I want you to tell the part about the 2 brothers. I think this is really just take 2 seconds and do that.
So we were talking about energy and astrology. What's coming? Not only there was 2 eclipses just recently, but there's a big coming connection between Saturn and Jupiter.
Right.
What does that mean? Well, it's a big change for the world because they have the biggest energy fields of all the planets, and they're going to be very close to each another.
Exactly. So, that the Earth is affected by.
Yes.
Okay.
So how do you make sense of that? Well, I created a metaphor.
Okay.
Imagine 2 brothers. One who's big, who thinks big, is super optimistic, is bold, courageous, and the other brother always follows the rules, always has a plan, and makes sure that the details are carefully thought out. Right. Those 2 brothers could have a humongous sibling rivalry, or they could figure out a way to get along and be amazing partners.
By the way, using the ecosystem approach is the answer.
Exactly. That's the metaphor that's happening right now in astrology. And imagine, here's the one more thing for the metaphor. Imagine that their parents were, because these 2 planets are going to be in Aquarius. Mm-hmm. Imagine that their 2 parents were lovers of humanity and favored intellect and innovation.
Love it.
So if they had parents like that, there's a chance that these 2 could not only find a way to get along and do it, but it's not a guarantee. It's like with anything else, like with the eclipse, it doesn't make the change.
Right.
It creates potential for change.
Right. Now, do you want to do key points or should we just go?
Let's do key points.
All right. Key points, Jason.
Start with yourself and the emotions that are on the forefront now. Then focus on the issues in your life and the specific sector and clear for all of them. Mm-hmm. Help the world by clearing the conflicts and the negative energies that are out there now. And the ecosystem approach is the best thing you can do for your energy and for the world. And we're going to start in the next segment.
Okay. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to continue to clear for you to benefit from this eclipse and for the world to benefit. Stay tuned. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Transition, simultaneously the most difficult and vital part of the human experience. Without change, how would we grow? Tune in to Grounding into Your Radiance with Stacey Barber every 2nd and 4th Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Step into your truth and allow the light into your life. For more information about Stacey and her services, visit StaceyBarber.com. That's Stacey, STACIE Barber.com.
Did you know that when we talk about the Earth's ecosystems, the most important ecosystem has been left out? You. We created the ecosystem approach to recapture human potential.
Find us at theecosystemapproach.org.
Join us every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
TheAngelLady.net. 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 1-800-323-1790. 1-800-323-1790. Sue Storm. TheAngelLady.net.
Stuck in a roundabout of dysfunction? Learn how to speak your truth to power with host Dr. Kathy Obear. Create real change with smart tools and smart strategies. No frills, no fluff, just life-changing conversations to help get you where you want to be. Extend your reach and become an agent for real change with Kathy Obear. For more information on Kathy and her work, please visit drkathyobear.com. That's drkathyobear.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to continue to clear for you to benefit from this eclipse and for the world to benefit. You ready to get started, Jason?
Here we go. We're going to keep going.
All right.
I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that I can use the energy of eclipse in a way that's useful to me.
Take a breath.
Up those veils and illusions, blow them into the process.
There we go. And to eliminate the anger, hate, rage, and bitterness that relates to my personal story. It does not have to be specific to start. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my fear of trusting that I can use energy to make my life better, especially during this eclipse.
Right.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can use this eclipse in Sagittarius to tell the truth to myself. Believe it or not, that's huge. Take a breath.
As someone who's always told the truth and gotten in trouble all his life, the most important person you have to tell the truth to is yourself. Right. And that's the hardest thing.
Right, exactly.
So here we go. And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that I can have real insight to the issues that plagued me for years.
Yeah. Yes, take a breath. And to eliminate the false belief that says, if I don't feel the energy of the eclipse, it doesn't affect me. And I want to say to you, that is not true. Take a breath.
So we're going to do some clearing for the world. Mm-hmm. And when you do this, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, just put a big hand around consider a globe and have a hand go around it. And at the end, have a dumpster.
Have a dumpster. And that dumpster can sit on top of the processor,
or you can, in your mind's eye, you can make that top thing huge. Really huge.
Yes.
Yeah. So here we go.
Yes.
And to eliminate the barriers so the truth about the human condition can be seen now by everyone.
Mm-hmm. Take a breath. All the way around the world and into the huge processor. And to eliminate for the world the big ideas and solutions to the world problems, so that they can take root now and everyone can see them and get solutions for them. Take a breath. Around the world and into that great big processor.
And to eliminate the barriers to the democratic ideals and beliefs so they can spread around the world.
With knowing and know that they matter and that they are the truth. Take a breath.
It's very Age of Aquarius-y.
It really is. It really is. And to eliminate for the world all of the self-absorption that's been trained that says this is that the way that it is, there's nothing we can do about it. But the truth is, let's get rid of the self-absorption. Take a breath for the world. Processor. And also clear so that we can get to where we need to go, and we can start with ourselves and then with the world. Take a breath.
So I want to do one, and we were just talking to our producer earlier.
Okay.
And this is for the animals. So you have a pet,
mm-hmm.
And so imagine your pet in your mind's eye, and when you say "and to eliminate," imagine taking all the negative energy from that pet and put it into the processor. So here we go. And to eliminate for our pets any fear that they have of abandonment, any anxiety or health conditions that they might have that are troubling them right now.
Take a breath.
Imagine that all that negative energy going into the processor. We'll have to do a show about just for pets sometime.
Well, we've done a few things, but yes. So Jason, are we ready to activate life force?
Yes, let's
do that. All
right,
here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy, not only for me, but for everyone that I love and for my pets as well. I'm going to activate it. I'm going to let it come in through the top of my head, the people that I love, and my animal's head. Let it go all the way down your body and their body. Stop it at the tips of their toes. And even if there's 4 feet to do, and then negative energy, blow it out into the processor. One more time on that one. There we go. So, and to activate life force so I can have hope for a positive change now and be able to clear to make it all happen, not only for me, but for everyone that I love. And that includes my babies, my pets as well. Take a breath, activate life force, and blow any negative energy out.
And to activate life force so I can trust that I am living in this energetic world with energy directly, and by working with the energy directly, it will help me.
Nice.
Take a breath.
Pull it in, let it go all the way to the tips of your toes. Now blow out any negative energy left over. And to activate life force so I can have the determination to start treating myself like an ecosystem, or the ecosystem that I am. Nice and easy, life force. And negative energy out. And the last one. And to activate life force so I can be happy and healthy, knowing, have clarity, awareness, and objectivity, and creativity, and fun, laughter, great health, and just enjoy the rest of my day and every day. Nice and easy. In through the top of your head. And blow any negative energy left over. Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
We're going to talk about a new way to do Christmas.
Oh.
Now, during COVID especially,
okay,
people aren't going to do Christmas the way they normally do.
No.
So how do you do it a new way? Well, I'm going to tell on the
spoiler alert. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. We're going to talk about the energy of Christmas and help you create that directly.
Right.
So if you don't have your family there, if you don't have the money that you normally do for gifts, if something's not right.
Exactly. You didn't get to go home for Christmas.
Those things don't create the energy. We're going to show you how to just go directly and create the energy of all the positive things.
That's in your best interest. I love that.
Imagine taking 50 Hallmark movies about Christmas and concentrating them all in all the good feelings all the good feelings into one thing.
I love that.
You've got to listen to the show. It'll be really good.
Good. So Jason, why is the ecosystem approach so important?
I hope today that we've kind of touched you. Maybe you had like an energetic twinge. Maybe you had a feeling like, oh, yeah, maybe I am an ecosystem. Oh, maybe I'm not a machine. Oh, maybe I've never thought of it like an emotional story before, but maybe that's something important to me.
Okay.
We're here. We've created this. The reason we do these radio shows and now Facebook Live every week is because we've been so programmed to be machines that it's not just really obvious how not to be one.
Right.
So we do this every week. We show you how to apply energy to your life in ways that are practical for you. In other words, it's not airy-fairy. It's not, all love and light. Would take real issues, real problems, and show this is what you can do.
All right.
And today we worked with the Eclipse. The Eclipse is energy, and it's very powerful. It's very valuable.
Yes.
And if you use that, it can really help you with your life. So how do you do this? I mean, if you don't know what your emotional story is, and you can't figure out what section you want to start with, you just want to start with the ecosystem approach, this is how you do it.
Okay.
You listen to our show every week. You go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org, sign up for our weekly, make sure it's checked. It's a weekly clearing list. Yes. And just check in with us every week.
Right.
And we'll do the clearings every single week. And then go to our Facebook page. If you want to see this, our other videos, other Facebook videos, it's theecosystemapproach.org on Facebook.
Exactly.
And be sure you like us when you're there.
Oh, yes, because he whines. Oh, all right. We'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.
Views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.